Imagine you're standing on a high dive, getting ready to jump, but suddenly you slip and fall.
Oh no! She slipped!
Right in front of your country's president. Unreal, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to a world champion recently in Paris. In this video you'll see how French President Macron and a team of pro divers went through some unforgettable moments live on air, and how one tiny mistake can become a global sensation. I'll also share my own epic fail experience from a live grand show in Barcelona, where we spent 7 days and nights with 42 beautiful synchronized swimmers, and why the $200 million pool in Paris will be remembered forever. Hit that like button and watch till then to find out what happened to the poor guy who crashed in front of Macron, and how much it cost him.
Hey, what's up, water crew? My name is Jim and I'm European cliff diving champion. In general, all sorts of things happen at shows and competitions. But to mess up like that? I've never seen anything I like, but I thought it wouldn't be fair if I now pretend to be the smartest one and told you how everyone, the French diver and Mr. Macron, messed up, because a similar incident happened in my own practice. That's why today I will tell you what happened in Paris with Macron and how my friend and I once also embarrassed ourselves a bit live on air in Barcelona, where the World Swimming Championships were closing, and how we went there with 42 synchronized swimmers. Yeah, that many synchronized swimmers. Anyways, let's fly! So, for those who are not aware, in 2024 the Olympic Games will be held in Paris, and for such events countries spend billions of dollars in taxes so that everyone can have fun. In short, one of the new facilities built specifically for the Olympics was the Olympic Aquatic Center, which costs $204 million and became one of the most expensive pools in the world. By the way, the initial budget for this pool was less than $76 million, but something went wrong, and the final figure increased by 168%! It's no wonder that many citizens didn't like that, and perhaps that's why President Macron came to the opening on this pool to emphasize the importance of this event. And maybe if he hadn't come, there probably wouldn't have been such tension in the air, and the terrible mistake wouldn't happen. Back in 2013, during my youth, in Barcelona the World Aquatic Championship were coming to the end. It was the largest sport event which was attended by all the cool-looking rich men in suits from all over the world. Our team was invited to participate in this event and put on a show. We had 6 divers, 1 jet ski rider and 42 synchronized swimmers. 42! That's not a mistake. Perhaps it was one of the most memorable adventures in my life. However, from the very beginning, everything didn't go as planned. When they told me that there would be a show with 6 divers and 42 synchronized swimmers a week in Spain and they would pay for it, I immediately rushed to take time off from work. At that time I was working as a business development manager in an IT company, and this opportunity was quite unexpected. So we arrived in Barcelona and were given some money right away. And we immediately went to the... No, not the bar to drink beer, but to the swimming pool, because we had to prepare. The event was very serious. But when we arrived at the pool, it turned out that the pool was shallow and there were no diving platforms, so we were told that the divers could take a break while the synchronized swimmers had to stay and train. So us divers went right to drink beer.
Hey! Twinkle, twinkle, baby, twinkle, twinkle.
And this went on for 6 days. What happened next? But let's go back to Paris for the opening of the Olympic pool costing $200 million. A man takes the microphone and says something formal for about 10 minutes. Then President of France, Emmanuel Macron, takes over and says that he is...
Remercier toutes les femmes et les hommes qui sont là autour de moi et qui ont consacré leur temps, leur quotidien, et vous remercier à vous.
Another 5 minutes of dullness. Meanwhile, the divers stand by waiting for their turn. The athletes' legs are getting cramped because this is a very important event and no one can afford to make a mistake. Then there was another 10 minutes of totally surreal performance. Honestly, I thought I wouldn't see anything crazier than in China, but the French outdid themselves. In short, everyone applauded and the fateful aquatic show began, which could have ended very badly. Just look at what happened to this athlete's back, and that jump with the child, it was insane. I'll tell you in a minute how it all ended. And now back to our Barcelona. For 6 days, 42 synchronized swimmers trained intensively for the closing ceremony of the World Championship, while us, 6 divers, were intensively relaxing. Okay, I'm kidding. Of course, 6 adult men on vacation in Barcelona with money didn't have any fun, didn't party, didn't go to the beach, didn't visit landmarks. None of this happened. We were also intensively preparing for our performance, mentally. By the way, our outfit is worth mentioning. I've even received several messages from my exes after that. I won't lie, it was the best vacation of my life, but everything comes at price. So, when the day X came, and we had exactly 2 training sessions to try out the jumps for the closing ceremony, I'll speak for myself. During that week I gained 6 kilograms of pure fat, it felt like. The night before the performance I thought it was time to calm down, but it was too late. Apparently I wasn't alone with that. The depth of that pool was only 3 meters. Initially I was supposed to jump from the highest 10 meters, but during the first jump I didn't rotate properly and hit my head on the bottom. I even got a bruise under my eye, so they moved me to the lowest platform. Overall, the task for me and the other divers during the show was to swim underwater, hold on for about 40 seconds, grab the ladder and wait to be lifted to the surface. So the show begins. Darkness. We can't see anything. But somehow we managed to swim to the ladder among the bottom. It was crucial not to miss it, because if somebody failed to grab the ladder, it would be lifted without them. And here comes the moment of truth. Live broadcast. The whole world is watching us. One of the guys almost choked and went up before the ladder. On the first ladder, where I was, our top guy missed a step, leaving me hanging on the bottom like a sausage, because I had no support left and had to just hang there instead of standing like a normal person. But that was something more or less acceptable. However, on the second ladder the guys messed up even worse. As you can see, they all ended up on one side, with Boris's leg on Ivan's shoulders. Yes, we messed up, but that was actually pretty dark, so that was not as badly as the guys in Paris did in front of their president. So, what happened there? The show begins, where the plot is about boy... to be honest, I don't know what he is doing. Something like learning how to jump into the water. And immediately after this, the live broadcast sees an unexpected, terrible mistake, also watched by President Macron. The guy's name is Alexis Jandard, and this is how he actually dives, when the president isn't watching. He is a great diver, he is a silver medalist of the World Championships and one of the contenders for the medals at the Olympic Games in Paris. And this is how he jumped that day. Did you see what happened? It was as if Alexis' strength had left him, like that Chuck Norris meme. No! Crazy! Can you guess what they did to him after this? It must be said that this is generally a fairly common mistake on the springboard. And this usually happens because the leg muscles get cramped, so the part of the blame lies with Macron and that other guy who really spent a very long time talking about something. What happened to Alexis? He posted several videos about this on his Instagram. He showed the hard scratches that remained after this fall. And for those who don't know, the springboard is like sandpaper. It instantly bleeds your skin. In addition, news about him came out all over the world. He was invited on TV, and one of the videos received more than 2 million views on his Instagram page. So what? The $200 million pool was opened with dignity. Okay, what a crew, what do you think? Is it okay, or did he screw up in a big way? Will you be watching the Olympic Games in Paris? Comment below. And please, never do crazy stuff. We will do it instead of you. Take care. Bye.